Greetings, mortals. I am Natus, the ruler of the underworld, and today we will be reacting to the newest chapter of Four Nights of the Apocalypse, chapter 109, titled A Trying Week. So yeah, we're starting up the training arc, and I guess the reason why there is even going to be a conflict this arc is of everyone just training and realizing, oh shit, Gawain is most likely been kidnapped, and and the Chaos Knights have already gone who knows where with the dragon handle. But whatever, questioning the writers, the shiz, questioning the reason why this arc has to have a battle, because let's be honest, the soft strings could just resolve faster, and just simply the whole thing being a different connected to the dragon handle and all that, often being a bit later. I'll just decide, let's get into this chapter. So we start this chapter off with a page that's more about what's happening in the manga itself, plot point, where we see a bunch of like the demon trees or whatever that this is supposed to be, as a lone knight is walking by. As we see then this lone knight in a page that makes me kind of think there's been some kind of problems when it comes to drawing. Not confirmed, but it does look like with the lackluster art in here, it does make me think that. As we see her like jingling a little bell, as we see this is Rosebank, and she's like jingling around. As then we see the bell being pulled, and as it jingles to one side. As Rosebank, we get close to Rosebank's helmet, as she takes note of that, and she says, "Guys, are you bastards over there?" Is it funny that she refers to them as bastards because of the way they're gonna be acting with Rosebank later in the chapter? Well, pretty soon actually. As we see one of the Chaos Knights, the one with the rooster-like helmet, coming out of the like side to check, and yeah, he sees her as this rooster guy says, "Roseback, am I dreaming right now?" As then we have Bucklock saying, the guy with the weird, like the one who has more like buck eyes in his helmet, be like, "What a miracle!" And then Leavitt shows up, and she's like, "Oh, is out of Bucklock be like, great work making it here. I was so worried." Which now makes me think Leavitt's like the big sister to Rosebank. But regardless, then we go to not a hug, but like the way the rooster guy kind of approaches her makes me kind of think he's gonna hug her, be like, "Oh my dear little Rosebank, I'm so happy you're alive and well." As then we have Rosebank telling them, "Yes, thanks to the bell." As Liv like, "Hee hee hee hee," like of course, like which I gotta do wonder if that bell is something that all of them have, or if it's just Rosebank, especially since how they act towards Rosebank makes me really think they gave her a bell like, "Alright, Rosebank, you might get lots now adventure to kill the four knights, so this bell here is supposed to be used for you so you'll be able to find us." Or maybe it's just for tactical reasons, like, "Oh, Rosebank, you are an assassin of the group, so here's the bell. You might get lost because assassins again work better when they're alone or stuff like that, the spy thing." But yeah, anyways, there we have. I'm not sure if it's Leave It or the Rooster haven't got one comments like, "Your armor is a mess. You sure you're not hurt?" As then we have Rosebank tell them, yeah, I think I was just insanely lucky." Not wrong, but she is like, first of all, she's keeping the whole healing thing a secret to herself. As she tells her, as Rosebank tells them all, "Sorry to make you all worry, Sir Mortlack." Again, like this is like a family, she's like the child of the group. And then we have Mordak still not putting his helmet back on. It's like, "Not at all. I'm just glad you're safe." As then Rosebank takes a note of it, and she's like, "Who is that woman there?" Well, woman with air quotes. As we see Gawain still unconscious and restrained with magic, which is funny enough more kind to Gawain than she deserves, because of the fact the implications and all that. But yeah, anyways, we have Mortlak explain to Rosebank, or so explain to her, "The one who swapped places with you, Gawain from the Four Nights of the Apocalypse." As then Livid tells Rosebank with, "If you can't stand her, go ahead and kill her." As Rosebank isn't even focused on that she's just like, from the prophecy, just like him. So like even more humane than the Four Knights and their Cleopatra. As then it's like, "What, him? Is that someone you should be telling you big sis now?" No, not that far, but you get what I mean. As Osberg's like, oh, no, never mind. As then we have Mortlak telling Livid, no one's killing her, she's His Majesty's niece. Which now makes me think there was no special order about not killing her, but he's just assuming that he's not supposed to kill her. I feel like I feel like that would have to be clarified to the entire group, since it will be kind of weird if they, you guys are going to have to take opportunities when you can get some. So I question why you would not be, every member would not be told that. But yeah, regardless, we have Leavitt then telling him, but she's prophesized to bring Kamala to its doom, no? Because again, like, she's also questioning the logic here. As they have Rosebank kind of walking away from everyone, as the guy with multiple hats is like, what's wrong, Rose? As then Rosebank is like, I don't know, I feel so warm. As she removes her helmet, as we get to see up her face, and like I assumed she was younger, and yeah, she's like about the same age as the Four Knights. I don't want to say similar to Anne, honestly, as she has like blushes all over her face, and she's like, "Phew, something's wrong with me." As then, yeah, she also looks very cute, as we assumed. I'm not really surprised by this, since again, last chapter, the chapter we saw how she interacted with everyone, she did really give off like a child vibe, and the way everyone here is acting, especially the free-headed guy, really sounds she's like a child. So yeah. Anyways, then we have her remember the image of Percival face when he was healing her, as in she's like, I can't shake the image of him from my mind. And she also remembers the quote that Percival told her, enemy or not, I can't just pretend I didn't see this. So yeah. Then we get the free-headed guy be like, you are alright, it's rather chilly to me. If you have a fever, let Tominento here heal you. So it's like, oh, I'm fine. But she has like a swirly eyes, like, but wait, you'll get a lot of this crazy thing I found. Which this kind of collection makes me remember those two necromancers from the legendary hero is dad, where well they haven't been all introduced in the anime yet, so spoilers. But actually, they're gonna be introduced soon enough. But needless to say, there's like one girl that's really sick all the time, and then there's this going on who's constantly watching over her, even though her having a high fever is normal. Anyway, then Mortlak be like, crazy thing you say? What is this about? As then, Pete takes a big interest. It's like, oh, it's real crazy and stuff. And then she remembers the handle, and she had the handle as well as the chaos staff in her arms. Did she not have a more properly place to put the chaos staff? Maybe maybe that thing was broken or something, I don't know. And it's like this crazy huge insect from the demon world. It was sticking to my hand. And like swats it away, like trying to get away. And then the fairy is like, oh, you got scared. Which again, I'm really okay. I don't want to speculate on the age too much, but I really am kind of getting the vibe that Roseback might be not even 16 or younger because the way how they act. And as then was like, how gross, which is more true. Then we see her looking down, blushing even more. It's like, which I do not know if they're gonna ask or anything. Like again, the way they are, which is this kind of a good parallel between her and Percival in this group. That like they keep their things, they important details a secret, but everyone's kind of like suspicious. Well, not really suspicious, but there's some like weird behavior, which does make me wonder if they're gonna ask and talk about it. This type of stuff, like, is there something you're keeping a secret from us? And they gotta question her because again, they know this is Rosebank, but like, how much of a leniency they're gonna do it? Like, if she returns the dragon handle, will they be angry about that? Or if she reveals that she does have the dragon handle, they're gonna be angry about that? Like, we'll see. Again, the way it goes back is it's so weird. Well, this whole shit is just like interesting to see how they're gonna develop because again, they're like a family, even though they're supposed to be randomly picked. And when they leave it, be like, so what are we going to do now? And then the ghost face gonna be like, all we can do is wait for the enemy to act. We know so little of this land. As they were more like be like, yes, well, no need for panic. We have all the time in the world. And in the fight we've had, we know about how strong they are. We need to watch out for Lancer and Tristan. Gawain is now already in our grasp. And they're like, But first of all, amongst the Knights of Parsi, it's clearly a step below. It's our duty and mission to strike him down. As then we have back there. She doesn't react. She's just like, oh, do we must? Like, be like, oh, yeah, he probably is the target. That information about what happened to her is probably very more about reason why he's the target. Then we get him explaining to everyone as we get the rooster help, as they're all listening, as the rooster helmets guys like, as he tells Miller says, if they lose even one of the four, any prophecy that they will destroy Kamala is bound to fall apart. Okay, we have every chance to win. So let rest up and build your force. So yeah, this is a plan right now. Which again, I do have to question it if that's really the best strategy. I mean, not to question more like overall intelligence. This could be like one of those you have to force that by plot. Ironically enough, with Roseback being killed, with Nonsians and Percival just not restraining her as they all by all levels could have. But I really do have to let's say I have to question the logic here because the smart thing to do, in my opinion, now, even ignoring the fact that Roseback's keeping the dragon handle a secret, get you have captured Gawain, and Gawain was running rings around you. You like it was nothing. Just saying. I feel like the logical thing to do right now would be to grab Gawain, open the portal, go to Camelot, give Gawain to Arthur, tell him how it went against Gawain, you're concerned because, again, you got your asses pretty handily kicked by her, and then, play along it. And then, uh, play around it. I mean, Arthur may not care, but he probably wants successful results over, oh, you guys didn't kill anyone, but you did capture my niece. Like, I don't think he's gonna be not. Yeah, also, there's a whole time thing change. So, yeah, like, I'm sorry, but these characters, I'm sorry, but you guys really should just be getting out of here and, going back with greater force. But yeah, regardless, let's that's it for them for now. As then we cut to the proper training arc. As then we cut to like a weird kind of like battle arena, or maybe training ground. I'm not exactly sure what this area is. I'm assuming Zell just told them where the area is for training or something. As we have Lancelot and the Percival platoon standing there as Lancelot tells them, "So we are all here." Not sure why you guys would be waiting. I mean, you guys didn't go to bed and then you needed to come here in the morning. But regardless, we have Biden saying, "Hey, so what kind of training could he give us in a week?" Questioning since it's a week, you can't really do much. Although if you are in Black Clover, you can do amazing training, like 10 times stronger than you were beforehand in a few days. So you have to question if a week is. I mean, a week is more than enough time if you ask me. As then Anne is like, not sure. As Percival is like, I'm so excited. And then Archie was like, Donnie, you first. As Donnie points to himself, as Archie tells him, you'll forge your telekinesis. And then he makes a line with his feet. As in, Ansel tells him, stay behind this line and lift up that tower. As I'm like, huh? That tower, the whole thing. As in, Ansel tells him, we are a good 250 feet away from it. As in, Donnie tells him, you know my magic only works on a 25-foot radius. And Lancelot tells him, yeah, so do it. As Donnie's just like, okay. Which, again, I feel like this is going to work. Like, I don't think that Lancelot's going to be shown to be an incompetent teacher. I feel like this is going to be shown that he's competent. But I don't know. I feel like it will make more sense for Donnie to, at least be somewhat reasonable in terms of size and all that, because it's a tower on a far larger distance. Why I'm not certain exactly if it was ever said if Donnie does have a limit when it comes to size itself. It's not like he's exactly been lifting up buildings and throwing at people. Yeah, that's not exactly what he was doing. So I feel like it would make more sense. Like if you're gonna work on distance, first do it on a small thing, and then go increasingly larger. At least like confirm that he can actually do anything with telekinesis instead just like standing up and doing this. Because otherwise, the whole week he's just gonna be doing this. I'm not. Is it affecting? Is it coming closer? I don't know. I'm trying it. But yeah, regardless, then we got the Nauseons getting Lancer telling Nauseons as he's like, Nauseons, you're going to run long and hard. And Lancer getting all sketch and sweating. Is like, run? As Lancer says, and no helper drugs. As Lancer says, explains to him, your poisons are useful enough, but you've got far too little stamina. And I was like, but me running? Which is again reasonable. Like you can have low stamina and be expected in fightings. As in, Professor Scientist might be like, hee hee. Poor Nauseans, do you want me to join ya? As he's spoken at Nauseans, as Nauseans just like as he pulls his head down, he's like, no, thank you. This is my training. I'm sure you'll have your own shortly. As we have Professor will be like, Nauseans, as and takes a note of this, kind of paralleling the whole Chaos Knight situation. As yeah, again, I feel like at this point, Nauset has to realize it was also his own fault that Roseback isn't captured, and they don't have the dragon handle because paralyzed. As then Lance will be like, as for you, Anne, as then Anne gives kind of the business. She's like, yes, as for me, it better not be lifting weights or anything else boring. Because again, like we actually think about it, the other ones, this training, the guy just aren't really like doing crazy rituals. All that Nazi has to do is like run around. All Bonnie has to do is like hope that he reaches and rips a fucking mount tower at some point. So it's not why she'll be concerned about that stuff. As in, Lancelot tells her, "The nature of your magic transformed, hasn't it?" As in, Anne's like, "Huh? How did I didn't tell anyone?" Referring to the whole Macduff spell that she was using. When she was like, "Tell me the truth." Macduff didn't answer, and then he fell down like he became weirded out by gravity. As Lancelot says, "No, but I could sense it." As in, we had explanation on why exactly and the and spell, so there's not gonna be any people saying, "Oh, you've retconned it, you've changed it, it was all that stuff." People get upset whenever there's a new aspect of magic revealed. As Lancelot explains to us, magic families fall into two types. They either power up or transform in stepwise fashion. As we get like a depiction, as we hit like this ball of spikes, as we get a depiction of pop, as it then get larger and larger and larger, as then we get a transformation example where there's like a round object, and then it becomes a square, and then it becomes a triangle kind of object. As Lancer explains to her, I'm thinking that your magic is the latter, referring to just transform its properties. Because it's not really clear what it is. Is there a person like, Anne, what's your new magic? What's it do? Isn't Anne's like, it doesn't really do anything. I don't quite understand it yet. Like, all she knows is that she asked them, the answer in full on. And then we have Lancer telling her, well, you spent this week grasping its traits and weaknesses. You gotta make it get battle ready. Which, honestly, I'm not exactly sure if that's how that works. I mean, maybe you could say he doesn't react on response and all that, but I kind of question. I don't think that one of the aspects of it has to be like just random BS being said, and then everything would just be like I can imagine the way it works is like random BS being said, and then if no one responds, they're just gonna be weird dumb. Like that's okay. That's may not be Lancelot OP, but that's still OP if all Anne has to do is like let's say she goes up against Livette. I'm assuming that's the one Jake got fighting. I feel like the other ones are gonna be going up against the regular members of this group. As they're gonna be fighting and she like sees I don't know, Cheon struggling against the chicken head guy. It's like, hey, why are you fighting why are you fighting against us trying to kill a full knowledge of prophecy? And he doesn't respond because he's more focused on Cheon and like gets weird out and Cheon can just kill him immediately. I question that. I really question. I don't really think that's what it's done. There has to be like some kind of restrictions. Like maybe the person has to have a reasonable right to respond, like at least respond to in some way before it can even take effect. As then we have her. Uh, as then we have her. Also telling her, or easy for you to say, and how will I as an response I'm like, or easy for you to say, and how will I train it? With spiritual as it also with spiritual magic, it's an internal issue to deal with. And then we see we have Dawn and not distracted their trainings, and Dawn's like, I'll never do this. And Bella's just like, run for a whole week. To be fair, there are gonna be breaks in between it. It's like you're gonna have to spend every single minute of any single day running around. As they launch just rest, Alan's lecture, he tells her, just rest for now. And I was like, not going to more, but she's kind of going at form. As Anne is just like, rest in order to train. What's about that? I'm assuming she'll get some advice from someone. We might even get to find out how. I don't think we ever got our explanation on how Isolde got her magic, so maybe we're gonna have them having like the girl talk, and that's gonna be explained. Maybe Gilda's gonna show up and explain to her how stuff, and that's how it's going to lead into her developing this magic. Anyways, then we have Professor Biago says like, Lancelot, me next. I mean, you are the last one here. As in, not like, you got a sword? As in, Percival so it's like, yeah, tell lent it to me. I think that's Bellio's sword, but I'm not like that. So certain also to be Bellio, so it could just be like a regular sword. I don't really know if I don't think Bellio's sword was ever said to be anything special. It could just be a standard sword for swordsman in the demon army. Anyways, then we get Lancelot putting his hand on the pocket as he touches Percival's forehead. As Lancelot's like, I see. As then we have Percival like, what are you doing? As Lancelot's then like, alright. And Percival's like, As Lancelot then tells him, listen up, Percy, you gotta polish up your sword skills hard. If your magic is restricted or unusable, you gotta be able to seal the deal with a single blade, no matter what. I would say Percival should get more creative with his magic as the thing that he has to train. Since again, the reason why he was using a blade and all is because that's literally the closest thing he had. Like using sword, like using a sword to cut through. That's literally the extent of his level. So I feel like he should be focusing on getting more of vast ability. Or maybe using a sword is more like it's easier. It'll be the simplest thing to do since you have at least some knowledge and you seem to have some kind of enjoyment for a sword. So I guess that's the reason why. And was like, all right, so how will I train? And Lantern just looks at him back with a smug face, like, by fighting me for the next week. Try a fun to attack, take me by surprise when we are eating or sleeping, anything goes. So, Esmer's like, huh? Are you really sure? Because, yeah, like, Lancelot is so much more OP and everything else than everyone else. It's like, you're asking him to train with the strongest. Like, I mean, Tristan would at least make some sense because, they're closer in level, but Lancelot's like, oh my god, it's not gonna good at all. Like, it's gotta be like fucking spot again. Lancelot may even be able to defeat some of the Savage Dennis Sims in this right now, and Percival is going to have to go up against him. But yeah, this will not end up good at all. But regardless, we didn't have Lancelot be like, and whenever you beat me, I'll turn it up a level. As in, Percival's like, what? I don't play video. I don't know what level means. Lancelot then just tells him, you'll see when you get underway. We'll start with level 1. As they not Lancelot using his magic, he makes himself like, combining his magic to make himself like a battle axe or a battle spear axe. I'm like, what's his weapon's called. As then Lancelot turns to the side as Percival says, wow, a magic pole axe! Oh, that's what it's called, pole axe. As they have not Percival be like, I don't normally see you with stuff like that. This isn't new that you fact you can create weapons. Again, I do have to wonder how powerful I have to wonder about how usable this will be when he actually gets a proper weapon. Because again, he can't really use anything. But regardless, we didn't have Percival will be like, Touch, hold on, I know this. You're playing Talisker, the Knight of Chaos! Which, no, it's actually becoming a fucking game with him saying, like, you're playing Talisker, like, pick a character to fight with us. So yeah, we get to see him, and now we at least confirm that Nakaba remembers that Talisker exists. So if he's dead, or if he's alive, or whatever happened to him is unclear. But at least we know Talisker is there. As we get like this status got parallels Talisker. I mean, it's not exact 1-to-1 because Talisker and Lancer have it the opposite way, but it's still like the same way of combat. I figured I might actually just do with what Lancer's proficient with. As then we have Lancelot having a grace, he tells him, I can read your memories to copy his moves, speed, power, habits, all but his magic. So yeah, there's some confusion with the Ross come out, like what exactly can Lancelot do? What exactly Lancelot is doing, it's confirmed that he can basically copy anything that's not magic mech at all. As well as power, I guess, which now makes me think that all he has to do is touch someone's forehead to know someone's abilities and all that. And also, I'm kind of questioning this means he's gonna be fighting anyone with the levels of that knight, or if he's gonna be fighting them with the power level and speed of his own on top of that guy. In our reason, or I guess it would be more like he'll be reducing his level to what of that to Chaos Knight. So yeah, then we have Buster Black. Wow, you even sound like him. Which that makes me think the anime is gonna have them have the same voice actor. Maybe it's gonna be some kind of changes to be more fitting. Not it's weird that they even imagine that frankly they sound the same. And with that, Lancelot jumping in to go for a strike as he uses the giant badass to strike down at Percival as he blocks the strikes format. As Don's then like, wow, what the hell are you kicking it off over there? As in like because again, like I don't even think there was a bit of a distance between where Donnie was supposed to be practicing and when he was supposed to be. It's kind of funny now he's in Donnie's not in danger here. I mean, it's not like they're gonna be training here exclusively. But it's kind of funny how Donnie's like, oh shit, I gotta like lift it up and follow those like all these dudes with a shield or something. I guess that's the way how Lancelot was expecting Donnie to be able to force himself to lift that up as a defense against these two lunatics. And then we have Percival Black. You surprised me for a second there, but this is nothing to me now. Again, like we're talking about the first anime, the person was already able to defeat us, just like in the basic grasp of his magic. Okay, and now where he's already like fought way too many characters to even count, so Percival really shouldn't even be stretched by this. And Percival like, "Pah!" And then he like with just one swing sends not Lancelot back using Lancelot's skills and all that. As in that, like he doesn't fall off, falls on his ass or anything. He just like falls on the ground and his feet like touch the ground and he's able to like, just be pushed back. As in person like, oh sorry, I used all my force there. As in person talks, knows that he knows like, as in we have person saying, I know that I hit home, but there is not a scratch on him. As we see him becoming fun, is like kind of cracking his neck a bit. All right, that was first level. Which I would say that sounds more about the clothing than Lancelot himself, since no, it's not even scratch, which makes me think the clothing themselves has some kind of defenses built into it. But regardless, then we have Lancelot saying, okay, level 1 clear. Next, on to level 2. As then we have the poleaxe disappear as it goes more onto his Lancelot's hands. As then we get like a bunch of jump quicks. As then Percival like, huh? And then Percival will be whopped a bit, like punched in the face a couple of times by Lancelot. As it sends Percival away. As the episode like, is this the Chaos Knight McDuff for the final page of the chapter? Unfortunately, we still don't have any titles for next week's. As we have Lancelot again, kind of in a similar like reversal of McDuff's moves. So yeah, we have those two stand there. Which I'm kind of surprised McDuff is level 2. Makes me kind of wonder who level 3, 4, and all those guys are gonna be because I mean, to be fair, it's kind of difficult to scale McDuff because he was in that glove to up his levels. But I kind of thought McDuff was like one of the higher end of the Chaos Knights. Because again, like I would think Outback would be weaker than, than McDuff. I would put Elegant below McDuff. You might make a case for Fair to be stronger than McDuff. Any of the rest of the 4 talismans, I would say, would be weaker than McDuff, except for Philip. I would think Fiddick would be also below. Honestly, Outback and Fiddick should really have been the bottom since the two of them, I don't think even were knights. They were just people who got their magics and then they were being used against the knights. So yeah, I'm not entirely certain why we're going all the way to McDuff. Feels like a little bit too powerful of a character to go to. Again, like to be fair, we might get some other Knights of Chaos that we're gonna have use as references who are gonna be matches and sort of beat, but it's kind of we're already at McDuff level. But regardless, we'll see how things are gonna progress later on and how they're gonna be handled here. So yeah, on this chapter, my predictions for the next chapter is we're just gonna be continuing with training. I'm not sure how long this training arc is going to be. I don't think training arcs are ever that long itself. Like I think they are a few chapters, like a handful. Just I think they take up a volume, but they don't take up like multiple volumes. So I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Maybe not the very next volume, but like maybe some. Okay, I think we are at volume 100. No, I'm thinking One Piece now. I think we are at volume uh 12, 11 was the last volume. I think. Well, those two. I think it was 12. I think it was volume 12. So I think volume 14 is going to be mostly this. It's gonna be mostly this training arc, or a good chunk of it will be because again, remember all the demon stuff that we had previously. I think. I think. Again, I should probably check the chapters and volumes to see how exactly we're dealing with, but whatever volume we are on right now, I feel like the one I think it's gonna be like one volume that's going to be incorporating all of this. And again, like we will just have a few chapters in it. So yeah, I feel like that's what I think is gonna happen here. Next chapter, I feel like we're just gonna be continuing with training and then getting some explanation of what Trish and his group are gonna be doing. I feel like Tristan and his group are also gonna be training, probably giving some demons orders to also look for Gawain because who the fuck knows where she is? Like they don't even know she's captured. All they know is that she's not with them. Trisha will probably try to train his demon mark with Zeldris, since Zeldris will probably be one of the few guys that can actually knock him out of it. Isolde and Chia would probably also train, but I'm not sure how they would train exactly. No one's really coming to mind right now. Maybe that Tiger guy is gonna train with Chion since his magic is elemental based and Chion uses the elemental spirits. And as for Isolde, maybe she should be trained by Gilda. I don't really know. Things will go any number of ways here. So yeah, this chapter I would say overall I do like. I do like how they are seemingly going the route of this group of Chaos Knights being more like have kind of a similar dynamic as more close comrades rather than generic evil make evil guys who don't care about anyone and will kill each other as soon as they become a danger to themselves. Which I think is going to be a very interesting dynamic for them to have be more familiar thing. I do wonder how they're gonna react to the dragon handle, or how long, or if they're already aware of that something's up. If they, or if Rosbeck is going to accidentally reveal it, and all that details. That reaction. I think they'll kind of be like, you have to stay now because your clearly could be a danger. Your personal things are gonna become bad because again, like Roseback seems young and she's very vulnerable. In that regard, she's also not very green. The other members are gonna be like, I'm gonna see Mortlak be like, look, I do not blame you on hiding it. You're young. It's what you do. But it does make you a liability on the battlefield. So what we're gonna do is you're gonna be here guarding Gawain while we go off to kill him. Just stay there. We're forgiving you on hiding that because again, you're young. But remember, you should not be involved in this. So we gotta see on that front. And also, I think that would be also more tragic on Rosebank's part if she does get killed because it's not like she wants to be involved in this. She's just stuck here and needs to know the mission. So I do like that part. The training part, it's decent. Like it's not bad. I question some of the training routines, but it's training. We'll see how things are gonna progress in itself. And learn a new ability from Lancelot is interesting and fun to see what tools does Lancelot have in his arsenal. So yeah, it's a pretty alright chapter, and I'm definitely excited to see what's coming next and how this arc is going to play out. But regardless, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave your thoughts in this chapter in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to this channel for more videos in the future. And that's it. I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.